I wanted to surprise my daughter and arrived at her place on Christmas Day with gifts full of joy. When I knocked, she opened the door and was surprised. "Why are you here? Get out!" her husband shouted sharply. "You're not invited," and closed the door in my face. I turned around and left without saying a word, but an hour later, their celebration came to an end. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. The door opened. Emily's smile did something fascinating, crashed into horror in under 2 seconds. "Dad, why are you here?" I shifted the gift boxes. Heavy. 2 days of shopping in New York. Merry Christmas. Sweetheart. I brought Kevin appeared behind her, face already red. "You weren't invited. This is a private event." "Private, I'm her father." Emily's voice dropped. "You should have called first. You need to leave." Kevin stepped forward now. The door slammed hard enough to rattle the frame. I stood there. Gifts still in my arms. Through the window, 30+ guests. Champagne glasses catching light. Designer dresses everywhere. People taking selfies near a tree that probably cost more than my mortgage payment. Emily's nervous laugh carried through the door. "Oh, that was just a neighbor. Forgot a package." A guest's voice on Christmas Eve. You know how it is. More champagne. The lie sounded practiced. Smooth. Like she'd rehearsed it. I walked back to my Subaru. Slow steps. My hands shook. Cold or rage. Couldn't tell yet. The boxes went in the trunk. Gentle. They didn't deserve to get thrown. I looked back at the glowing windows. The perfect party. The daughter who just slammed a door in my face. My lips curved. Time for a show. I sat in the driver's seat. Engine off. My breath fogged the windshield. Through the window, Emily rejoined her guests, laughing too loud. Kevin's hand on her back. Possessive. Controlling. Like he owned her. Maybe he thought he did. Last Christmas, Emily's text lit up my memory. "Dad, I'm so sick. Can't travel. Sorry." I'd believed her. Sent soup recipes. Called twice daily. Worried myself gray. I pulled out my phone. Opened Instagram. Scrolled back 1 year. There she was. Last Christmas. Party photos. Healthy. Glowing. Red dress. Cocktail in hand. Kissing Kevin under mistletoe. Blessed life. Holiday vibes. Sick. Sure. I scrolled further. More parties. More Kevin looking like he'd conquered the world. In every photo, that same possessive hand. Same territorial stance. I checked the timestamp on tonight's party invite. The one I'd never received. Posted 3 weeks ago. Public event. 50 confirmed guests. Just forgot to invite Dad. Simple oversight. Through the window, Kevin puffed his chest out, gesturing to a group of men in expensive suits. Theater major energy. The kind who books one commercial and thinks he's Spielberg. Look at him. Lord of the manor in a condo he probably can't afford. A woman in Versace. At least it looked expensive. Posed near the champagne fountain. Fountain at a condo party. I'd worked special effects for 30 years, rigged explosions for Hollywood, and I'd never seen a champagne fountain at someone's house. This wasn't a party. This was a production. I didn't start the engine. Instead, I drove around the corner, parked where the windows weren't visible, but close enough to walk back. The street was quiet, snow falling. Fat flakes that stuck to the windshield. I pulled out my laptop. Old habit from location shoots. Always travel with equipment. The screen glowed blue in the dark car. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. 6 hours down. 6 hours back through snow. or I looked at my reflection in the rearview mirror. 69 years old. Gray hair. Lines around my eyes from squinting at pyrotechnic timers for 3 decades. Hands that still knew how to wire a circuit board or hack a lighting rig. Option 3. My fingers started moving fast. Muscle memory from years of typing shot lists and effects schedules. The blue glow caught my face. I smiled. Not warm, not grandfatherly. The smile of someone who just had a very specific idea. Emily wanted a show for her followers. Time to give her one she'd never forget. The password took me 3 minutes. M. Barrett Twist 24. Creative as a stock photo. Original, I muttered. Her Wi-Fi network opened like a gift. Calendar synced automatically. Every appointment, every expense, every little detail of her curated life dumping onto my screen. Photos uploaded in real time from the party. I watched them appear. Emily posing with champagne. Kevin networking. Guests taking selfies near that ridiculous tree. Instagram stories. Blessed life. Christmas gala. Luxury living. The catering invoice loaded next. $15,000. My stomach turned. Guest list. Local influencers. Kevin's business associates. Names I didn't recognize. Not family, not friends. Audience. I scrolled further. Found the event description. Instagram influencer Christmas gala. 50+ expected guests. 50 people, none of them me. I pulled out my phone. Dialed Oliver. It's Ollie. Christ. What time is it late? I need your help. Technical. Pause long enough to hurt. The last time you said technical in that voice. We flooded a Broadway stage. This is smaller scale. Chicago condo building. I'll get my van. 23 minutes later. Headlights appeared. Van ancient. Rattling. Full of equipment. He'd accumulated over 40 years of sound engineering. He parked behind my Subaru. He saw my face. Who pissed you off? My daughter. Emily. The artist. The influencer. Apparently. What did she do? Slammed a door in my face at her Christmas party that I wasn't invited to. Damn. We're going to ruin that party. Oliver grinned. Actually grinned like we were 25 again. Rigging effects for experimental theater in New York. We walked to the building's side entrance. Service door. Most condos have them. Maintenance access. Delivery entrance. This one had a lock that belonged in a museum. Oliver had it open in 40 seconds. Inside. Electrical panel. Sprinkler system controls. Circuit breakers labeled in faded marker. Sprinkler systems. Ancient. Oliver said. City code violation. Probably. Can you trigger it? Can I breathe? Give me 2 minutes. Make it 1. I want maximum chaos. His hands moved fast. Disconnecting. Reconnecting. Bypassing safety switches. I went back to my car. Grabbed the smoke machine from my trunk. Always prepared. Old habit from location shoots. You never know when you'll need atmosphere. Back inside, Oliver nodded. Ready when you are. Lights first, then sprinklers, then smoke. Like old times. I flipped the main breaker through the window. Instant darkness. Screaming started immediately. Oliver triggered the sprinklers. More screaming. Beautiful screaming. I activated the smoke machine near the ventilation intake. The chaos through that window. Pure art. Guests in designer dresses running like wet cats. One woman tried to save her champagne glass while her dress turned transparent. She chose the champagne. Priorities. I filmed everything. Phone held steady. Evidence. Also entertainment. Emily's voice cut through. You said you checked the building systems. Kevin. How is this my fault? Everything is your fault. This party was your idea. My idea, you wanted to impress your followers. I zoomed in. Perfect. Their faces, their fury, their soaked, expensive clothes. Oliver touched my shoulder. We should go, back at the cars. He looked at me. Call if you need anything else. I mean it. Thanks. Oliver, Merry Christmas. Ed. His van rattled away. I sat in my car. Laptop still open. The party chaos was dying down. Guests leaving. Emily crying. Kevin pacing. But I wasn't watching the window anymore. I was scrolling through emails. Emily's account synced just like her calendar. Every message. Every receipt. Every transaction. Then I saw it. Transferred another $18,000 from Dad's account. Should cover everything. I stopped scrolling. Another. My hands found the touchpad. Searched Dad's account. Results. 47 emails. I started reading. 9,500. Dad's account. Catering deposit. 25,000. Dad's account. Condo renovation. 35,000. Dad's account. Kevin's investment portfolio. My finger hovered over share. Post the video. Ruin her online right now. But something stopped me. Not conscience. Logic. I opened the calculator app instead. Started adding. The number grew and grew. When I finished, I stared at the total. 150,000. My voice came out quiet. Very quiet. 150,000. Pause. How long I closed the laptop. Started the engine. But I didn't point the car toward Boston. I drove toward downtown Chicago. Hotel signs glowed in the snow. I'm not going anywhere. Not until I understand how deep this goes. I called First National at 6:47 a.m. The automated system said they opened at 8. I waited on hold anyway. Sometimes humans answer early if you're stubborn enough. 3 minutes later, First National Customer Service. This is Denise. I need statements. Full year. Every transaction. I can email those within 24 hours. I need them this morning. Pause. Is there a problem with your account? Mr. Fairmont. Yes. 150,000 problem. Her tone changed. Professional to concerned in one breath. I'll flag this for immediate review. Give me 2 hours. I hung up. Stared at my laptop on the hotel desk. Motel 6 on Chicago's outskirts. $59 per night. Free Wi-Fi. Questionable coffee. The spreadsheet still glowed on screen. Numbers I'd added last night. Numbers that kept me awake. By 11, the email arrived. Attached 12 PDF files, one for each month. The Hotel Business Center printer jammed twice. 165 pages is a lot for a machine that usually prints boarding passes and tourist maps. The kid working there, name tag said Ryan, maybe 22, watched the paper pile grow. Dude, that's like a novel. I looked at him. It's a horror story. I'm living it. He nodded slowly. Dark. You have no idea. Cost me $35. I paid cash. Back in my room. I spread the statements across the bed. Yellow highlighter in hand. Started marking. 3,000 medical consultation. Doctor Morrison. I haven't seen a doctor in 9 months. 9,500. Vehicle transmission replacement. I drive a 2015 Subaru with 95,000 miles. The transmission runs like new, because it is new, relatively speaking, in Subaru terms. That's adolescence. 13,200. Emergency roof repair. Anderson Construction. My roof is fine. Page after page. Lies wrapped in official-looking labels. Amounts between 3,000 and 20,000. Always something urgent. Always something necessary. Always for me. None of it real. Then the pattern emerged. Every transfer showed the same authorization. Electronic signature. E. Fairmont. I stopped highlighting. Sat back. Remembered. Last June, Emily visited Boston. Brought her iPad. Dad, just sign here for tax documents. The accountant needs it. I'd signed without reading. Trusted her completely. The signature program had captured my approval for future similar transactions. Legal, technically, ethical. No. I grabbed my phone, dialed Martinez and Associates. How may I Brenda Martinez? Please. Tell her it's Edward Fairmont. Miss. Martinez is in court this morning. Can I take a message? Yes. Tell her I'm calling in that favor from 2004. The lighting rig. Pause. I'll make sure she gets this. I left my number. Hung up. Then I made the mistake. Opened my messages. Typed to Emily. We need to talk about money. Hit send. 30 seconds passed. Then wait. I stared at my phone. I just warned her. In Chicago. Emily's phone buzzed. She was having breakfast with Kevin. Their condo still smelled like smoke and wet carpet from last night's chaos. She read the message. Went pale. He knows. Kevin looked up. Knows what the money. He knows about the money. He grabbed her phone. Read it. His face went red. Okay. We need to move fast. Move where not move physically. Move the evidence. I'm calling our lawyer. My phone rang at 4 p.m. Unknown number. Ed. Got your message. You sounded serious. Brenda's voice. Steady. Concerned. Remember when you said you owed me one after that set accident? I remember. You pulled me out from under that rig before it collapsed completely. I said I owed you my life. I don't need your life. I need your legal expertise. Tell me everything. I paced the room. Told her about Christmas Eve, the door, the party, the Wi-Fi hack, the discovery, all of it. When I finished, electronic signature authorization. That's sophisticated fraud. Can we prosecute? Yes. But here's the problem. She technically had power of attorney language in that document you signed. It'll be hard to prove misuse. Could take months in court. I don't have months. What do you have? Anger, evidence, and 30 years of theatrical experience creating believable illusions. Pause. I'm not sure I like where this is going. You don't have to like it. You just have to keep it legal. Define legal. Nothing that'll get me arrested. Everything that'll get them exposed. After we hung up, I went back to the business center. Asked Ryan for help. Can you check metadata on this file? He pulled up the electronic signature document. Clicked around. There's an authorization clause. Says similar future transactions for household medical and emergency expenses not exceeding $28,000 per transaction. $28,000. I grabbed the statements. Flipped through highlighted pages. Found it. $30,000. Emergency medical procedure. Another $34,000. Critical home foundation repair. Third. $32,750. Legal settlement payment. 3 transactions over the limit. They got sloppy. I said. Ryan looked confused. What? Nothing. Thanks. I circled those 3 in red marker. This was my legal opening. The hotel phone rang at 7 p.m. Not my cell. The landline. Mr. Fairmont. Edward Fairmont, who's asking. My name is Gregory Patterson. I'm an attorney representing Kevin and Emily Barrett. I sat up straight. That was fast. My clients informed me you've been sending threatening messages and harassing them after they explicitly asked you to leave their private event. Threatening. I sent one text message. One message can constitute harassment. Mr. Fairmont, My clients are prepared to file a restraining order and pursue defamation charges if you continue this behavior. Defamation for what? For implying they've engaged in financial impropriety. Unless you cease all contact immediately, we'll see you in court. The line went dead. I stared at the phone, then at the highlighted bank statements on my bed. The 3 transfers over $28,000 circled in red. A restraining order. They were trying to silence me before I could even speak. Too late. I'd already started talking to the right people. Brenda's office looked like a theater green room had exploded. Posters everywhere. Shows she'd acted in. Shows she'd loved. Shows she'd probably stolen from bankrupt theaters. One wall, complete Sondheim collection. Another legal diplomas. She saw my face. Poured bourbon without asking. You look like hell. Ed. I feel worse. When's the last time you slept? Define slept. More than 3 hours consecutively. Then never. Drink. Then we'll talk strategy. The bourbon burned. Good. She spread documents across her desk. Power of attorney forms. Signature authorizations. Legal precedents. The power of attorney document she had you sign. It's solid. Technically authorizes her to make financial decisions for your benefit in emergency situations. She can argue every transfer was legitimately for your needs. But they weren't. I never needed. Proving that requires court testimony, documentation, expert witnesses. We're talking 12 months minimum. Legal fees around $45,000. I set down the glass. $45,000 to recover $150,000 while they continue living in that condo, posting on Instagram, pretending to be successful. That's the legal system. Then we use a different system. Define different. The theater, street theater, public theater. The kind where the audience chooses the ending. She leaned back, studied me. I can't be part of anything illegal. Nothing illegal. Just creative. I pulled out a notepad, drew 3 acts like a script outline. Act 1. Destroy their social media perfection. Show the cracks. Act 2. Expose their financial fraud. Let people see what they really are. Act 3. Force public confession on camera. Documented. That's ambitious. I've staged more complicated shows with smaller budgets. She almost smiled. What do you need from me? Legal framework. Make sure nothing I do crosses lines. And if they sue me, handle it. They already threatened that. I know. Their lawyer called last night. Patterson. He's aggressive, expensive, good. Means they're scared. Back at the hotel, I made calls. First, Leonard Cross, Edward Fairmont. Christ. I haven't heard from you in what? 5 years, 6, since you did that documentary about casino fraud in Reno. That was good. Won an award at Tribeca. Why are you calling? I need a documentarian. Someone who can make financial fraud look like a thriller. Whose fraud? My daughter's and her husband's. Against me. He whistled. Family drama. Those are the best kind. Tell me more. In person tomorrow. Coffee Dreams on NW 13th. 2 p.m. I'll bring my camera. Everything's better on film. Second call. Sophia Vale. She answered on the first ring. She always did. FOMO was her religion. Ed baby. Where have you been hiding? Boston. Retired life. She laughed. Actually laughed. You retired. That's like saying sharks decided to go vegan. What do you really want? I loved her. No bull. Straight to point and ready for chaos. I'm working on a new project. What kind? Please say it involves public humiliation. Those are my favorite. How did you know? Because you only call me when someone needs to be destroyed. Remember the producer who stole from your crew in Oak White? I helped you ruin his reputation. He's still working in infomercials. This is bigger. It's personal. Even better. What do you need, reach? Influence. The ability to make something go viral. Oh, honey. That's what I do best. Third call. Valerie Rodriguez. Her blog, Chicago Privilege Exposed, had 25,000 followers. She specialized in taking down fake influencers. She agreed immediately. Send me everything you've got. The next afternoon, I walked into Coffee Dreams, popular Pearl District cafe. Busy. Lots of witnesses. Safe. I thought, mistake. Leonard was already there. Small camera on the table. So, your daughter. Explain. I told him everything. The theft, the signatures, the amounts. That's cold. Your own daughter. Her husband's behind it. I'm sure she wasn't like this before she married him. You sure about that? Or is that what you want to believe? Pause. Does it matter for the documentary? Yeah. Truth matters. Even in revenge stories. Then Leonard nodded toward the window. You know that guy across the street is photographing us. What guy? Gray jacket, telephoto lens, very obvious. I turned, saw him. Camera pointed directly at us. Friend of yours, private investigator. Has to be. They hired someone. Leonard grinned. Good. Means they're taking you seriously. But I'd gotten sloppy. Thought like a theater director. Not someone in an actual fight. Public place meant visible. Visible meant photographable. Won't happen again. That night, hotel room. Evidence taped to walls. Timeline on mirror. Contact list on desk. I found an old photo in one of my folders. Emily at 7. Covered in paint. Grinning. Holding a paintbrush bigger than her hand. Helping me paint a backdrop for community theater. She'd insisted on helping that day. Refused to leave until I gave her a real job. I stared at it. Remembered her excited voice. I want to be an artist like Dad. When did money become more important than art? When did I become just a bank account? I set the photo down next to the statement showing 35,000 stolen. The contrast was stark. Then I remembered her face at the door. Why are you here, not surprised, happy, annoyed, inconvenienced? The doubt lasted 30 seconds. Back to work. My phone buzzed. Email, unknown address. Subject, you're being watched. I opened it. 3 photographs. First, me outside Brenda's office. Second, me at Coffee Dreams with Leonard. Documents clearly visible on table. Third, me at Hotel Business Center printing statements. Below the photos. Your daughter and son-in-law are aware of your activities. Cease immediately or face legal consequences. This is your only warning. KB. Kevin Barrett. They'd been watching since my text message mistake. I looked at my wall of documents, my timeline, my contact list. Then I smiled. Because they just made their own mistake. They showed me they were scared. Scared people make errors. I just had to wait for theirs. Creating a fake Instagram account took me 12 minutes. Building the illusion of credibility took 3 hours. I'd spent 30 years making fake things look real. This was easier than a Broadway set, back home in Boston, surrounded by old playbills and theatrical props. I launched Chicago Luxury Exposed at 8 a.m. on January the 2nd. First post, split screen, left side. Emily's Christmas party photos from her guests' public accounts. Right side, public records showing Kevin's business debts. $420,000 in court judgments. Caption: when your Christmas party costs more than your credit score. Fake luxury. Debt life. Chicago truth. 15 hashtags posted. Waited. The algorithm picked it up fast. By noon, 15,000 followers. By 3 p.m., 45,000. I posted 4 more times. Property records showing their condo was 90% financed. Kevin's LinkedIn claiming financial success next to unpaid loan judgments. Christmas party photos with price tags. 6,000 dress rented. 14,000 catering unpaid. 2,600 spotted champagne tower. Last post cryptic, coming soon. Where does a financial consultant in debt get money by midnight? 89,000 followers. The Christmas party post alone, 340,000 views. Emily's Instagram stories told the story better than I could. Morning, starting the new year right. Grateful for amazing friends. 3 hours later. Quick note. If you see any weird posts about me, they're false. Someone's trying to hurt my business. 2 hours after that. I don't understand why people are so cruel. Everything I've built. Someone's trying to destroy it for no reason. I watched her follower count drop. 47,000 to 35,000 in 6 hours. Each lost follower felt like a small piece of justice. She'd built her entire identity on those numbers. Now they were evaporating. Turns out people don't like liking liars. Someone posted a recording on Reddit. One of Kevin's clients calling to terminate. Client, Mr. Barrett. I'm calling about our investment portfolio. Kevin, of course. How can I help? Client, I saw some concerning information online about your personal finances. Kevin, those posts are false. Someone with a grudge. Client, the court judgments are public record. I verified them. Kevin, I can explain. Client, I can't trust a financial consultant who can't manage his own finances. We're terminating our contract effective immediately. Line went dead. The financial advice subreddit ate it up. Top comment. Financial consultant in debt giving financial advice is like a swimming instructor who can't swim. I laughed so hard I choked on coffee. Then my phone rang. 7 p.m. Dad. Rebecca calling from Dallas. Sweetheart, it's late there, isn't it? It's 3 a.m. I can't sleep. Emily called me. My stomach dropped. What did she say? She was crying. Hysterical. Said someone's posting horrible things online. That she's losing followers. Kevin's losing clients. She asked if I knew anything about it. What did you tell her? Nothing. Because I don't know anything. But Dad, you sound guilty. Is this you? It's complicated. Complicated. She's my sister. Whatever she did. Is this really the answer? She stole from me 150,000. Silence. What, over a year? Systematically using forged authorization. Oh God. Dad, I didn't. Why didn't you tell me I'm handling it? By destroying her publicly. There has to be another way. I opened my mouth. Closed it. She hung up. I sat there holding the phone. Maybe she was right. I pulled up photos on my phone. Emily at 7, covered in paint, helping me with theater backdrops. Grinning. Happy. That girl was gone. When did she disappear? Then my laptop pinged. New post alert. Kevin had posted a video. He sat in their condo looking earnest. Vulnerable. This is really hard for me to say publicly. But I feel I have no choice. He took a breath. Well acted. My father-in-law, Edward Fairmont, is suffering from age-related mental decline. We've watched him become paranoid, accusatory, convinced we're stealing from him. We've tried to help, offered to manage his finances to protect him. But he's refused. His voice cracked. Impressive. Now he's created fake social media accounts to harass us. He shows up unannounced, sends threatening messages. We love him, but we're scared. If anyone knows him, Please help us get him the medical attention he needs. Video ended. I stared at the screen. Son of a... That was good. Really good. The comments rolled in. Poor family. Elder abuse is real. Someone should do a wellness check on that old man. This is why we need better elder care in America. I'm 69, not 90. I run 3 miles twice a week. But sure, I need a wellness check because I dared to call out theft. By midnight, 127,000 views on his video. My phone buzzed. Text from Oliver. Ollie, saw the video. Don't respond. Call me. Another text from Brenda. We need to talk now. They're flipping the script. I closed the laptop, sat in darkness. They'd turned it around, made themselves the victims, made me the villain. Kevin had just given the performance of his life, and people were buying it. I needed Act 2 fast. Kevin's video had 127,000 views by sunrise. The comments were worse than the view count. Someone needs to check on that old man. Dementia is so sad. This is elder abuse of the elderly by the elderly. I closed the laptop, opened it again. Couldn't stop reading. My phone rang. 6 a.m. Oliver. Ollie, have you seen the comments on that video? Every single one. People think you're losing it. I know what they think. Then you know you need to stop before this gets worse. Worse than my daughter stealing 150 grand. Worse than losing the legal case because you look like the bad guy. Yes. Second call. Brenda, please tell me you're not planning to post more. I wasn't planning anything. Good. Because if you do, they'll use it. Every post, every comment, every action. They'll paint you as obsessed, unhinged. I am obsessed. They stole from me. Then be smart about it. Obsessed and stupid loses in court. Obsessed and strategic wins. Third call. Rebecca, Dad. I'm begging you, sweetheart. Stop. Whatever you're doing, stop. She's my sister. You're my father. I can't watch you destroy each other. She destroyed us first. Then let the courts handle it. Not social media, not revenge. Courts. Courts take months, years, then take months, take years. But don't lose yourself doing this. The dad I know wouldn't do this. Long pause. Maybe you don't know me as well as you think. Her voice went quiet. Maybe I don't want to anymore. Line went dead. I sat with the phone in my hand for 10 minutes, stared at her contact photo, her wedding day in Dallas, me walking her down the aisle. I was losing my loyal daughter while fighting my disloyal one. Almost called her back. Almost apologized. Almost abandoned everything. Then my laptop pinged. Email notification. Court system. I opened it. Petition for emergency guardianship and conservatorship. Case of Edward Fairmont. Filed by Emily Fairmont Barrett and Kevin Barrett. I read it 3 times. Respondent suffers from age-related cognitive decline. Exhibits paranoid delusions. Harassment behavior. And poses potential harm to self and others. Petitioners seek emergency appointment as guardians to protect respondents' welfare and assets. Court date, January 15th, 12 days away. The petition used words like exhibits paranoid delusions and poses potential harm. I had bank statements. I had electronic signatures. I had evidence. But apparently, evidence of theft equals delusion if your daughter says so. The legal system's capacity for irony is impressive. I called Brenda, panicked. They're trying to declare me incompetent. What, slow down? Guardianship petition just got served electronically. They're claiming dementia, paranoia. Hearing in 12 days. Let me see that. Forward it to me right now. Pause while she read. Oh, oh no. Oh no isn't what I want to hear from my lawyer. This is serious. If they win, they get control of your finances, medical decisions, living situation, everything. Can they actually win? With that video as evidence, your social media activity, the harassment claims. Maybe. We need to build a defense fast. How fast? We have 12 days to prove you're completely competent. No more revenge plans. No more Instagram accounts. Nothing that looks unstable. So, they get to win. They get to think they're winning. While we prepare, there's a difference. I hung up, stared at the petition. If they won, they controlled everything. My money, my house, my medical care. They could force me into assisted living, could finish what they started, take everything I had legally this time. My phone sat silent. Rebecca wouldn't answer. I'd managed to alienate her in 3 days. New personal record. If they gave awards for destroying your own support system while pursuing revenge, I'd win easily. That night, I emailed Brenda. How do we fight this? Her response came fast. We prove you're competent. Cognitive evaluation, character witnesses, documentation of clear thinking, and we expose why they're really doing this. I'll file counter-motion tomorrow, but Ed, no more social media, no more stunts. We play this straight. Can you do that? I stared at the question. Could I? The theatrical me wanted elaborate revenge, but the smart me knew. Lose this hearing. Lose everything. I typed back. I can do that. Hit send. Meant it for about 12 hours. Then something happened that changed everything. Kevin made a mistake. Finally. 12 days. I counted them on my fingers like a child counting to 10. Then had to laugh at the irony. Nothing says mentally competent like counting on your fingers while defending yourself from dementia claims. Brenda's face filled my laptop screen. Video call, 9 a.m. 12 days. We need your cognitive evaluation scheduled, character witnesses lined up, and evidence organized. I've been organizing evidence for a week. Then share it. I need to review everything before the hearing. I'll upload it to Drive, give you access. Encrypted, of course. I meant to double-check, got distracted, rushed, created folder labeled Kevin Evidence Final, and uploaded everything. Bank statements, transaction records, contact lists, timeline, documentary plans, SEC complaint draft, everything. Spent 8 hours organizing. By 6 p.m., I checked my bank records online. Something odd. Transactions I'd bookmarked had vanished. Not the money, the digital records, the descriptions. I called the bank. Mr. Fairmont. I'm showing the transfers occurred, but the authorization documentation has been removed from our digital system. Removed how? We're investigating. It appears to be a system error. The records were there yesterday. That's not an error. Someone deleted them. Sir, our system security. How much would it cost to hack your security to someone with money and motivation? Pause. I'll escalate this to our fraud department. I hung up. Called Brenda. They're deleting evidence. Bank records. Digital files. They're disappearing. Slow down. What's disappearing? Authorization documents. Transaction records. The paper trail. How would they even know which records to delete unless... It hit me. Unless they knew what I was looking for. The evidence you uploaded. Did you check the security settings? I pulled up the folder. My stomach dropped. It's... Oh God. It's not encrypted. The main folder. They could access it. When did you upload it this morning? 8 hours ago. Then they've had 8 hours to see everything. Your strategy, your evidence list, your contacts. I just handed them the playbook. I sat staring at the screen. I'm a special effects coordinator. I once created a realistic train crash on stage using mirrors and lights. But apparently, I can't figure out basic password protection. The technical skills atrophy after 65, or I'm just an idiot. Could be either. My phone rang. Unknown number. Miss Martinez. This is Mia Chen. I'm Kevin Barrett's CPA. I heard Brenda's voice shift. Professional. How can I help you? I need to come in tonight. It's about Kevin and fraud. 2 hours later, I was driving to Chicago. Arrived at Brenda's office at 10 p.m. Mia Chen sat in the conference room. Heavy folder beside her. Asian American. 50s. Looked like she hadn't slept. Professional attire still crisp despite the late hour. I brought everything. 3 years of records. Complete. I leaned forward. But he's deleting records. How do you still have I back up everything? Professional paranoia. Clients lie. Systems crash. I keep redundant copies. Brenda's eyes lit up. These are copies of what he's currently deleting. Yes. And copies of what he hasn't deleted yet, including the offshore transfers. Offshore. Cayman Islands account opened 14 months ago. Current balance 920,000. I felt the air leave my lungs. I'm missing 150,000. Then where did the other 770,000 come from? Silence, Brenda said it. Clients. Mia nodded. That's what I think. And that's why I'm here. I'm not going to prison for this man. She had backup copies of everything. 3 separate external drives plus cloud storage plus physical printed copies of key documents. What if there's a fire, I asked. She deadpanned. I have a fireproof safe. Flood second floor office. Nuclear war. Then we all have bigger problems than Kevin Barrett's tax fraud. I liked her immediately. We spent hours cross-referencing. Mia pulled up a document. Shell Company Registration. Delaware. Pacific Trust Holdings, LLC. Officers listed Kevin Barrett and Emily Fairmont Barrett. I went still. Emily's name is on it as co-owner, which means she's not just complicit in stealing from you. She's complicit in the entire scheme. I stared at the registration. Both their names, official, legal. I'd been telling myself she was manipulated, controlled, maybe even innocent of the worst of it. The screen said otherwise. Her signature, her name, her company. I wanted revenge on my daughter and her husband, I said quietly. But these people, I gestured at the client list. Patricia Simmons, age 67. Rodriguez Family Trust. William Chen. They're innocent. Brenda watched me. This is bigger than revenge. I looked at the numbers. 920,000 stolen from maybe 30 clients. Real people. Real families. People who trusted Kevin the way I trusted Emily. My anger felt small, suddenly selfish. But those 30 families deserved justice. The doubt lasted maybe 2 minutes. Brenda, call the FBI tomorrow morning. First thing. Whatever sympathy I'd been holding on to evaporated. She knew. She'd known all along. Brenda's voice was steady as she talked to the FBI. Mine wasn't. I'd spent the night staring at documents that proved my daughter wasn't a victim. She was a perpetrator. The coffee had gone cold an hour ago. I drank it anyway. Special Agent Hayes. This is Brenda Martinez, attorney. I'm calling regarding a financial fraud case involving substantial interstate transfers in offshore accounts. Woman's voice through speakerphone. Go on. My client's son-in-law has stolen approximately $150,000 from him. but we've discovered evidence suggesting he's stolen nearly $1 million from multiple victims hidden in Cayman Islands accounts. That's SEC territory. They'll want, we have documentation, complete financial records, 3 years, including the offshore account numbers and shell company registration. Pause. How complete are we talking? His CPA brought us everything. She's willing to testify. I'll be there in an hour. Special Agent Clara Hayes arrived at noon. 40s, sharp suit, sharper eyes. Spent 2 hours reviewing Mia's files. This is prosecutable, federal wire fraud, possibly money laundering. We'll need to verify independently. But if this holds up, she looked at me. How long until you can arrest him? If we move fast and evidence checks out. Today. By 3 p.m. Warrant issued. By 4 p.m. FBI discovered credit card transaction, airline ticket, evening departure to Mexico City. Hayes grabbed her phone. He's running. Alert airport security. 6 p.m. Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Kevin approached check-in. 1 bag, $16,000 cash in his pocket, confident, smiling. TSA agent scanned his passport. Screen flashed red. Sir, there's a flag on your passport. Please step aside. What kind of flag? There must be a mistake. Please wait here. 2 FBI agents approached. Kevin Barrett. Yes. What's this about? You're under arrest for wire fraud and financial fraud. You have the right to remain silent. Wait. I have a flight. This is a misunderstanding. You won't be making that flight. Mr. Barrett. Handcuffs clicked. Dozen passengers filming on phones. Someone posted the video with the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song. Got 400,000 views. Comments. Main character energy. He really thought he'd make that flight. My personal favorite. Financial advisor speedrun debt to prison any percent. I watched it 6 times. 7 p.m. Chicago PD knocked on Emily's door. Mrs. Barrett, your husband was arrested approximately 2 hours ago at Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Arrested for what federal financial fraud charges. He was attempting to board a flight to Mexico City. Mexico, he said. He said it was a business trip to Seattle. One-way ticket, ma'am. He wasn't coming back. 2 hours later, she was sitting in her condo alone. Tried calling everyone. Kevin's lawyer wouldn't answer. Her Instagram friends weren't real friends. Her sister lived in Dallas. Her father. She got in her car, drove north. 10:30 p.m. My doorbell rang. I opened it. Emily stood there. Mascara running. Shaking. Dad, can I come in? I stared at her. Last time she'd seen me, she slammed a door in my face. Now she wanted inside. It's late. Her face crumpled. Part of me enjoyed it. The part that wasn't completely exhausted and sad. That part was very small. Please, I need to talk to you. Kevin was arrested. They think I'm involved. I don't know what to do. Are you involved? She broke down. I don't know anymore. I thought it was just borrowing from you. He said we'd pay you back. I didn't know about the others. I swear I didn't know about his clients. But you knew about me. Yes. God help me. Yes. I knew about you. We sat in my living room. She talked for an hour about Kevin's control, the debt, the fake expenses, the pressure. He told me if I said anything, he'd make sure I went down as co-conspirator, that I'd lose everything, the kids, my freedom, everything. I looked up. You have kids, she blinked. What you said, lose the kids. You don't have kids. I meant future kids. Potential. I stared at her. You just lied to me right now. To my face, no. I just misspoke. How much of this is true? Any of it? All of it? I swear. Get out. Dad. Please. You come here crying, playing victim, but you just lied, which means you're lying about something big. She stood. Fine. You want the truth? Yes. I knew. I knew about the client money. I knew about all of it because I'm drowning, and Kevin was the only one with a plan. Was it illegal? Yes. Did I care? Not enough. Because I was scared and broke and desperate, and you were an easy target. You loved me. You trusted me. So yes, I used that. We used that. I'm not a victim, Dad. I'm just another kind of villain. She walked to the door, stopped, turned. For what it's worth. I really am sorry. Not sorry I got caught. Sorry I became this person. The one who could do this to you. Is that supposed to make me feel better? No. It's just true. She left. Door closed. I sat in silence. She'd finally told the truth. Not the truth I wanted. The truth I needed. She wasn't manipulated. She wasn't innocent. She was complicit. Fully, willingly complicit. And somehow knowing that made everything both better and worse. Better, because I could stop trying to save her. Worse, because there was no one left to save. The courtroom smelled like old wood and nervous sweat. I'd been in theaters that felt less theatrical. Emily sat on one side with Kevin's court-appointed attorney. Kevin himself sat in orange jail jumpsuit, handcuffed, flanked by guards. The judge hadn't arrived yet. Perfect timing for a technical rehearsal. I carried my briefcase and a black equipment case. Brenda walked beside me, eyebrow raised. You planning a show? Always. Judge Ruth Hawkins entered. 60s. Gray hair pulled back, eyes that missed nothing. She sat, surveyed the room. We're here regarding the guardianship petition filed by Kevin and Emily Barrett against Edward Fairmont. Mr. Barrett, despite your current incarceration on separate criminal charges, this petition was filed before your arrest and will be heard on its merits. Kevin's attorney stood. Bradford Cole, court-appointed. Looked nervous. Your Honor, regardless of pending criminal matters, the petition stands. Mr. Fairmont's behavior demonstrates instability. He created fake social media accounts, engaged in harassment, exhibited paranoid. I have evidence. I said. Judge looked at me. Mr. Fairmont, your attorney has submitted a psychiatric evaluation. I have something more comprehensive. 10 minutes. Objection. This is highly irregular, Mr. Fairmont. You're representing yourself, Miss. Martinez represents me legally. I'm representing myself theatrically. Her lips twitched. 10 minutes. Make it count. I opened the case. Portable projector, laptop, small speaker system. I spent 30 years creating believable illusions. Today I'm showing reality. Lights dimmed. Documentary played. It opened with Christmas party footage. Champagne. Designer dresses. Emily's perfect smile. Cut to bank statements. Red circles showing systematic theft. Mia Chen's interview. I watched him steal from clients for 14 months. Here are the records. Timeline visualization. Money disappearing. Deposits to Cayman Islands. Audio recording. Kevin's voice pressuring Emily. Just sign it. He'll never know. 3 victim testimonials. Elderly clients describing lost retirement savings. Final shot. Offshore account records. Shell company documents. Both names. Official. 10 minutes. Silence. When lights came up, Judge looked at Kevin. Do you have a response? His attorney stammered. Your Honor. Admissibility. This is civil proceeding. not criminal trial. Evidence standards are different. I'll allow it. Kevin finally spoke. Those documents are fabricated. He created all of this because he's obsessed. Judge cut him off. Mr. Barrett, the FBI has verified these documents as authentic. Your criminal trial is separate. But based on this evidence, your guardianship petition is not just denied, it's dismissed with prejudice. You will never file such a petition again. She turned to me. Mr. Fairmont, you are clearly of sound mind, perhaps too clever for your own good, but competent. Gavel done. Kevin slumped in his seat. The posture change was visible. Spine curved. Head dropped. The man who'd tried to declare me incompetent just got intellectually destroyed by a 69-year-old with a projector. In the hallway after, Emily approached. Journalists watching. Lawyers hovering. She was crying. Dad, I'm so sorry, I was weak. I let him control everything. I should have protected you instead of believing his lies. I stood there, didn't hug her, didn't comfort her, just looked at her. The silence was deafening. Then Kevin, being led away by bailiffs, exploded. You betrayed me after everything I did for you. Emily turned to him. Her voice was ice. You did everything for yourself. Always. I'll tell them everything. You're just as guilty. Then I'll face it. But I won't lie for you anymore. They dragged him away, still shouting. Journalists approached me. Mr. Fairmont. Comment. I considered walking away, then spoke. My daughter stole from me. Her husband stole from his clients. They tried to have me declared incompetent to silence me. They failed. The court has spoken. The FBI has acted. Justice is happening. Whether family can heal remains to be seen. Some performances can't be restaged. Some trust, once shattered, stays broken. That's not bitterness. That's reality. I paused. I spent 30 years creating illusions, making fake things look real. They spent 2 years doing the opposite, making real theft look fake, real guilt look like innocence. They were better at illusion than I ever was. Almost. I walked away, didn't answer follow-up questions. Outside, Brenda caught up. That was theatrical. I thought you'd appreciate the drama. Former actress. The documentary was brilliant. When did you film it? Leonard and I worked on it all week. You never told me. You would have told me it was inadmissible. It was inadmissible in criminal court, but not civil. I researched. You researched civil procedure while defending yourself from dementia claims. The irony is beautiful. That evening, back home in Boston, my phone rang. Unknown Chicago number. Yes, Mr. Fairmont. Special Agent Hayes, FBI. Agent Hayes, the hearing went well. I saw. Your documentary will be useful in the criminal trial, but I'm calling about something else. We've identified 23 victims, retirees mostly. They'll get restitution, but it'll take months. Some of them are in their 80s. They don't have years. Why are you telling me this? Because several saw the news coverage. They're calling us saying they want to thank you. You exposed him. You saved other potential victims. One woman said you did what she couldn't. You fought back. I fought for myself, and in doing so fought for them too. Your revenge had consequences beyond your family. Good ones. I sat in silence after she hung up. I'd wanted to hurt Kevin, to make him pay. I hadn't thought about the others. Agent Hayes was right. My revenge had consequences. But revenge wasn't the right word anymore. Justice felt closer. Close enough. February in Chicago meant rain and gray skies. The coffee shop was called Common Grounds, appropriate for neutral territory. I'd arrived 15 minutes early. Nerves, maybe, or dread. Emily had texted yesterday. Can we talk, just us? I have something to show you. I shouldn't have agreed. But I did. She arrived on time. Looked different. No makeup. Hair pulled back simply. Jeans and plain sweater. Nothing designer. Thinner. Carried herself differently. Less performance. More reality. She sat. Carried a portfolio case. Thank you for coming. I almost didn't. I wouldn't have blamed you. I wouldn't have come if I were you. Silence. Kevin was sentenced last week. 8 years. 1.3 million in restitution. I heard. I filed for divorce the same day. Also heard. I lost the condo. Lost my Instagram sponsorships. I lost most of my friends. Turns out they were his friends. I moved into a 1-bedroom in Southeast. I'm teaching art at Lincoln High School. $30,000 a year. Is that why you wanted to meet? To tell me you're suffering? No. I wanted to show you something. She opened the portfolio, took out a painting, oil on canvas, portrait of me in my workshop, surrounded by props and lights. Title at bottom. The show ends. I painted again. First time in 10 years. My therapist said I needed to reconnect with who I was before Kevin, before Instagram, before I became someone I didn't recognize. I studied it. It's good. Professional quality. You taught me technique when I was young. I forgot I used to love creating things, not just photographing them. Why paint me? Because you're the person I hurt most, and you're the person I want to remember. I was once capable of loving correctly. I looked at the painting, then at her. She was waiting for forgiveness. I set the painting down carefully. Forgiveness isn't a light switch. It's not a scene change between acts. It's reconstruction. When you tear down a set completely, you don't rebuild it overnight. You start with foundation, then framework, then details. Some structures take months, some take years, some never get fully rebuilt. You work around the damage. She listened, tears starting. What you did tore down everything I built with you. Every memory, every trust, every belief that my daughter loved me more than money. That set is demolished. Can it be rebuilt? Maybe. Will I help rebuild it? I don't know. Am I ready to start today? No. I touched the painting's frame gently, but this is a start. Not of forgiveness, of something else. Acknowledgement. Effort. The person who painted this isn't the person who slammed a door in my face. So, I'll take this painting. I'll put it somewhere. Not displayed. Not hidden. Somewhere in between. And we'll see if you keep painting. Keep teaching. Keep being this version instead of that one. She was crying. Nodded. That's more than I deserve. Yes, it is. But I'm not giving it to you because you deserve it. I'm giving it because I remember who you were and I'm curious if she still exists. I stood, took the painting. Thank you for this. I'm glad you're teaching. Art matters. Students need teachers who understand both talent and failure. You understand both now. I left. She sat there alone. 1 month later, a package arrived. The painting professionally framed. Note inside. Dad, I'm not asking you to display this. I'm asking you to keep it somewhere as proof that the person who painted it exists and is trying to be better. I'll wait as long as it takes. I'll keep painting, keep teaching, keep being someone you might eventually recognize again. Emily, I hung it in my workshop. Not the living room, not the bedroom. Workshop where I create things, where work happens. Statement. She's a work in progress. March. Life settled into new normal. teaching twice weekly at community college. Special effects and stage illusions. Students loved the stories. Building sets for community theater. Death of a salesman. Chose it deliberately. About family betrayal. Found it cathartic. Coffee weekly with Oliver. He asked once, was it worth it? I looked around my workshop, at Emily's painting on the wall, at design sketches, at the empty space where family photos used to be. I won legally, financially, publicly. Kevin's in prison. Emily's facing consequences. I got justice. But I look at that painting and wonder, would I trade the victory to go back to Christmas Eve, to not knock on that door, to stay ignorant, and have a daughter, instead of being right and having this pause? No, I wouldn't trade it. But that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Rebecca called from Dallas. Can I visit in spring? I'd like that. I've missed you. I've missed you too. Dad, one bright spot, my loyal daughter still there. 6 months later, invitation arrived. Lincoln High School art show. Miss Barrett's advanced art class presents reality versus performance. I debated, decided not to go. Day of show, changed my mind. Arrived late, slipped in back. Student artwork everywhere. Impressive, genuine, raw. Saw Emily across room talking to a student about technique. She hadn't seen me. She looked content. Not Instagram perfect. Just content. Real. As I left, a woman stopped me. Are you Edward Fairmont? Yes, I'm Principal Morrison. Miss Barrett mentioned you. She says you taught her everything about creating believable illusions. She's teaching our students to create believable reality instead. She's exceptional. She was always talented. She just forgot for a while. In the parking lot. I texted her. First message since February. Saw the art show. Your students are lucky. Keep painting. Dad. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Thank you, that means everything. I'll keep building. Why? Not forgiveness, not reconciliation, but foundation. First beam of reconstruction. Maybe someday there will be more. Maybe not. Life continues. Either way, revenge isn't what the movies show. Explosive satisfaction. Clear victory. Happy ending. It's quieter. It's getting your money back and losing your daughter. It's being right and being alone. It's justice served and relationships severed. The best revenge wasn't destroying Kevin or even reclaiming my money. It was forcing Emily to understand who she'd lost and making her live with that understanding. Everything else was just special effects. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share your impressions in the comments below. What did you think about Edward's journey? Did it remind you of any personal experiences? Feel free to ask questions so we can discuss more and interact together. Your thoughts mean a lot to us. Let's keep the conversation going. To hear the next story, click on the box to the left. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your support. Looking forward to your comments and questions. Stay tuned for more tales.